guitars. Let's go build some junk. So, after this,
I will remember you.
I'm just not that happy with this. So, I was looking around at what I had left of Wenge. I had a piece that was, I don't know, yay long, that had some niceness to it. So, what I wound up doing, yeah, that's how that went. So anyway, I chopped a chunk off of it. No, it was like that. And I had, some interesting figure. It was kind of hard to tell exactly how it was going to iron out when all was said and done. But what I did was chopped it into 2 strips because I was thinking, maybe I can get 4 or more head plates out of it. And then I book matched them. And there are a couple real nice possibilities out of this. Kind of hard to tell. This one, it's kind of the same thing. You still get that arrowhead kind of, I don't know. I don't know how great that's going to be. Down here on this end, there's a lot of interesting figure, but when you've got such wide striations, sometimes it's hard to picture how it's going to look real good with in a head. Maybe this side will be a little different. Maybe not. It's kind of hard to tell. But, in any event, this one has some real possible application. So, anyway, I went ahead and ripped them. Did a little bit of thicknessing. A 1/4 inch. It's a little scary trying to go any thinner than a 1/4 inch, because then the thickness planer tends to eat them, or give me some big nasty tear out. And because these are bowed quite a bit, I did wind up with some pretty horrendous sniping in a few places too. And after that happened, I mounted these on a 2x8, a 1x8 slab of red oak that was good and flat, and stuck some 1/4 inch MDF at the head and the tail to try to keep the rollers engaged so we could avoid the snipe. But with it bowed as much as it is, it was hard to get a lot out of that. But we're going to wind up, once we're done, going quite a bit thinner than that. So I think we'll just, my plan was at the time, I thought we'll just go ahead and joint them and laminate. And when we pick a spot, when we pick a place to take a head plate out, once that is cut, we can just sand that nice and flat. And if it happens to be down here and there's a good spot where it looks like it might be nice, sanding will take care of that. So, wasn't perfect, wasn't as nice as I would like for it to be, but when things move that much after cutting them, you're kind of limited. And the side that I knew I wanted some goodness out of, I didn't want to thickness too much off of that. I mean, you got your kerf that takes some out, and then you're going to have to plane a little to smooth it out. And the more thickness you take away from the face that you're wanting to book match, the less it's going to really line up with where it was cut. So I didn't want to take too much off of this side. Took most of it off of the back, and luckily the side that I was going to plane the most was the side that had the bow. I don't know if you ever tried to plane something with a bow. Planing something that curves up this way is an absolute nightmare. At least this way, it just flattens out the middle as it goes over. So, anyway, thinking at the moment, I will go ahead and try to joint these, and then we can look at what our options are and cut a piece, and then sand it, and probably, most likely, come up with something that looks more interesting than this. I'm just not happy with this. You got cheated a little yesterday. I routed the truss channel. I didn't finish making room for the head, for the spoke nut yet, but just got the channel dug out. And I did go ahead and cut the rough outline of this one so I could put it in place, and I took the fine side of my Shinto rasp and treated this basically like a save file, so I could set that on there and clean that up, get the angle on it right, and get it nice and straight. And then decided I really don't like the way it looks. So, but I don't know, maybe that'll work out good for another project. Anywho, talkity talk. Let's get this thing glued up. Got this nice flat piece of red oak, and instead of trying to mess with parchment paper or wax paper, I just put a good fat strip of masking tape down there, and I think that'll do just fine. Meanwhile, I got this, I think that's spalted bloodwood that I'm going to use for a top call. Both are thinner than this, so after I get these in place to flatten that bitch out, then I can clamp here a little bit just to make sure that it's nice and tight on the joint. So that's my plan. That's what I was thinking. So let's make it happen, Captain. I could not have done that sloppier. And I don't care. Okay, I kind of care. Now, normally I would probably be a little worried about the fact that it's so warped, but it's a head plate, and it's going to be thin, and we can mash the shit out of it onto the head where we need it, and it will be okay. So the grain at least kind of follows the slope of the head. Well then, I kind of like this better. That kind of arrowhead flame looking pattern in the middle. But, like I said, this is my second choice. I'm really thinking this, except that's a really big, bold pattern. Or, more likely, this. Kind of digging that. I think that's what we're going to do. the angle on it. And I think that will work. Mission head plate accomplished, I do believe. Hope you had fun. Like this video, go subscribe, stick around. Meet me back here next time. We got more stuff to do.